My review of Panama, not the one in Florida. In short, go. Now, I was there for stem cells, but I did get to sightsee a little bit, including the Panama Canal, and that was amazing. Flew out of Atlanta. When I do it again in January, I'm gonna fly to Miami. These are the prices coming up in January. You can see it's not bad. The January trip's strictly recreational. I'm going fishing. Panama has 2 seasons. They have 4 months of summer starting in January, and the rest of the year is the rainy season. You're closer to the equator. It's hot. Always wear sunscreen even when it's raining. When I pictured Panama in my head, I pictured jungle and indigenous people. Couldn't have been farther from the truth. Half the people there speak English. And thank goodness, because I used like my 10 words of Spanish in the first 5 minutes. Everybody I ran into there, super friendly. There's money in Panama. The city kind of reminds me of Miami, but safer to walk the streets at night. It sounds dumb. Go take a tour of the Panama Canal. That's why the city is so diverse. Panama Canal, started by the French. They were not aware of yellow fever and malaria, nor of the prolonged rainy season. Panama used to be part of Colombia. Panama wanted to be its own nation, so Roosevelt sent down 2 battleships, one on the Pacific and one on the Atlantic side, and said, "You got a problem with it?" One day, peaceful transition. We're talking steam shovels in the middle of a jungle. Okay, so like in the 1500s, the Spanish figure out they can save 6 weeks and a lot of danger by not sailing around South America. So they parked their ships up north and then walked the cargo 50 miles to the south. There's like 4 different kinds of big cats, hundreds of spiders that can kill you, the ever-present viruses, and the feeling that the jungle's always trying to kill you. Fun fact, not one water pump in the Panama Canal. It's all done by gravity. The giant doors that hold the water back in the locks, they're hollow, and they're run by a 15 horsepower motor. This would all be amazing at any time, but again, steam shovels in the jungle. The giant cargo ships are guided through on what they call mules. They're little electric locomotives, those little gray things. There are special pilots to get each ship through, because you've got to be experienced and dialed in. Some of the bigger ships, there's only a foot of space between them and the wall. The canal is why the population is so diverse. During the gold rush, the United States built a railroad. That brought in a large Asian population. Tall Asian dude speaking fluent Spanish? It made me pause for a sec. African population because of the slave trade. Dutch, Spanish, Jewish, Arab, all well represented in that area. I'm sure the cartels are there, but they keep a low profile. Why? Same reason as anything else. Money. You don't mess with another man's paper. Every nation uses the canal. You wouldn't just have a problem with the United States, you'd have a problem with everybody. Panama doesn't have a standing army. They have a medium-sized police force, and the only time I really saw them was around the Panamanian president. That is a $35,000 Panamanian hat. Super finely woven, takes 2 years to make. Technically a Nicaraguan hat that was brought up and sold in Panama. An actual Panama hat doesn't look like that. I'll tag the hat shop if you want one. Because of the multiple cultures, the food is like nothing you've ever had. For some reason, I was expecting Mexican food. It is Latin American, just way different. The seafood, easily some of the best I've ever had. Some restaurants have lobster for $14. Speaking of cost, in the city and tourist areas, like for a can of Coke, I spent about what it costs in my city. I was expecting like Vegas prices. I'm certain if I would have moved a little farther out of the city, it'd have been cheap. Coffee. Hands down, consistently the best coffee I've ever had. Like every day just ordering a plain old coffee, and it was amazing. It's always a little sad when you have something that's the best in the world. Because from now on, I'm going to be like, well, that's good, but it ain't Panamanian coffee. I would let somebody else drive the whole time you're there. Didn't see one accident? I don't see how that's possible. They use their horns a lot, and the lanes are kind of suggestions. Panama is built up, not out, so everything's kind of close together. Everywhere was pretty gracious as far as the dress code. When I packed, on my mind was medical procedure, so I had like sweats and swimming trunks. Nobody cared. It is difficult to find good bourbon. Being from Kentucky, that's sad. They drink scotch. The local drink is Seco. I don't even know if they export it. They make it from sugar, and it's sweet. This is my view right before I left. And again, some of the best coffee you ever had. Shameless plug, if you want to buy some merch, it's on the link in the bio. This is the name of the tour company that Origins uses. Ask for Jorge. He's the one they use for everything. They'll know who you're talking about. So yeah, I didn't know what to expect. Absolutely going again. And it's a good spot. Hopefully this video doesn't ruin it. Beware and be safe.